The sirens were already getting closer. My heart pounded in my chest as I stood in my driveway, one hand on my phone, the other still holding the garage remote. In front of me, she was screaming at the top of her lungs, hair frizzing in the humid summer air, eyes wide like a rabid raccoon. "That's my car! He stole it! I just bought it yesterday!" she shrieked, pointing so aggressively at my garage I thought her finger might snap off. Two of my other neighbors were peeking from their porches, one of them recording on his phone. This wasn't a misunderstanding. This was a setup. And if I didn't play my cards right, the cops speeding toward us were going to believe her. Chapter 1. How it started. I've lived in this neighborhood for 4 years. It's a nice enough place. Big trees, quiet streets, decent houses, but cursed with one thing: the HOA and our HOA president. Well, you've probably guessed already. Karen. No, not just a Karen in the meme sense. Her real name was Karen Douglas. Mid-50s, always in a sun visor, clipboard in hand, acting like she was running a private military operation instead of managing lawn height regulations. From the day I moved in, she treated me like I didn't belong. She didn't like that I worked from home. She didn't like that my brother visited often. She didn't like the color of my curtains, for crying out loud. But the real war started when I bought a 1969 Mustang Fastback, a restoration project I'd been saving for since college. It wasn't in perfect condition yet, but it was mine. And in my garage, I could work on it without bothering anyone. At least, that's what I thought. Chapter 2. The First Strike. 3 days after bringing the Mustang home, I got my first violation notice from the HOA. Notice: unauthorized. Vehicle in driveway. All visible vehicles must be operational, licensed, and in good repair. Please remove or store your vehicle in accordance with HOA guidelines. I was confused because my Mustang was in the garage. I hadn't even parked it outside. I called the HOA office. They told me the president herself had reported it after observing the vehicle during garage work. That's when I realized Karen had been peeking into my garage. Chapter 3. Snooping and Spying. The next few weeks were strange. Every time I had the garage door open, even just a few feet, Karen would somehow appear. Sometimes she'd walk her dog accidentally past my driveway. Sometimes she'd linger across the street pretending to check her phone. One time she actually called out, "You know, project cars aren't allowed in this community without HOA approval." I laughed and said, "It's not a project car. It's a classic, big difference." Her smile didn't reach her eyes. We'll see about that. Chapter 4. The Car for Sale Incident. A month later, I woke up to a neighbor knocking on my door asking about the Mustang. "Hey, is it still for sale?" I blinked. "For sale? It's not for sale." He pulled out his phone and showed me a listing on Facebook Marketplace. My car, my driveway in the background, with a ridiculously low asking price. The seller's name? Just Karen D. I felt my stomach drop. I reported the listing, it got taken down, but the message was clear. She was trying to stir trouble. Chapter 5. The day of the incident. It was a Saturday morning. Hot, sunny, cicadas buzzing in the trees. I had just finished replacing a couple of parts in the Mustang and decided to take it for a spin. I hit the garage remote, the door rolled up, and that's when I heard the unmistakable sound of flip-flops slapping asphalt. Karen. She marched up my driveway like she owned the place. Her face was already red, either from the heat or pure fury. "What do you think you're doing?" she snapped. Opening my garage?" I said, wiping grease off my hands. "That car," she jabbed her finger toward it, "is mine. I bought it yesterday. I have the paperwork." I stared at her like she just told me the moon was made of cheese. You bought my car? She ignored me and pulled out her phone. I'm calling the police. You're stealing property. Chapter 6. Karen's 911 call. She didn't just call. She performed. Yes, hello. This is Karen Douglas, president of the Maplewood HOA. I'm reporting a theft in progress. The suspect is armed with tools and attempting to flee in the stolen vehicle. I blinked. What? Yes, officer, please hurry. He's very aggressive. Her voice rose to this trembling, fake hysterical pitch, like she was auditioning for a soap opera. Two neighbors had stepped outside by now. One started recording on their phone. Chapter 7. Police Arrival. Within minutes, 2 police cruisers rolled up, lights flashing. I stepped back, hands visible. The last thing I needed was to be mistaken for some dangerous criminal. The first officer, a tall guy with mirrored sunglasses, asked me to step away from the car. Karen jumped in before I could speak. That's him! He stole it right out of my driveway this morning. The officer turned to me. Sir, can you prove ownership of the vehicle? Chapter 8. The Proof. Luckily, I keep meticulous records. I pulled out my folder with the title, Bill of Sale and Insurance, all in my name. The officer examined them, then looked at Karen. Ma'am, these documents clearly state this car belongs to him. Karen's voice wavered. No, those are fake. I bought it yesterday from a man in the next town. The officer's partner spoke up. Ma'am, do you have a bill of sale? Karen stammered, digging through her purse. What she pulled out was a crumpled piece of notebook paper with Mustang 2500 scrawled on it. No names, no signatures. Chapter 9. The Turning Point. The officers exchanged a look. Ma'am, this isn't valid documentation. You need an official title transfer for a vehicle purchase. She doubled down. He's lying. He probably stole my paperwork, too. That's when the neighbor with the phone spoke up. I've been recording since she came up. She just walked over and accused him out of nowhere. The officer asked to see the video. Chapter 10. Karen Exposed. The footage showed everything. Me opening my garage, Karen storming up and claiming the car, her fake 911 call. The officer's face hardened. Ma'am, filing a false police report is a serious offense. Karen's face drained of color. I was just trying to protect community property. Chapter 11. The Aftermath. The police let me go, but not before handing Karen a citation and warning her she could face charges. That should have been the end of it. But for me, it wasn't enough. Chapter 12. The Revenge. I compiled every HOA violation Karen had committed: unapproved landscaping, a shed that didn't match community guidelines, running garage sales without permits. Then I sent the file to the HOA board and the city's code enforcement office. Within a month, Karen was facing fines in the thousands. The board voted to remove her as president. When she packed her things and left the neighborhood, I parked the Mustang in my driveway, shined to perfection. I waved as she drove away. She didn't wave back. Ending line. Sometimes victory doesn't come from fighting fire with fire. Sometimes it comes from letting your enemies light the match, and then letting them burn their own bridge.